So we are back for part 2 of this tell-all, which really didn't give me a lot. Like, I didn't get a lot of answers to a lot of questions that I had, and I was just like, this could have been one whole episode. Like, it didn't need to be a part 2, and they getting sneaky like Bravo with these part 2 and part 3s and not really giving us anything. Anyway, we're back, and thank the Lord, Asuelu has not punched Larissa in the face, because I don't care what nobody say. That dude's behavior was very alarming. And then Kehlani is talking about how, the girl that he got his baby, she was saying that she's never seen him like that. And I'm like, oh girl, oh, you didn't marry him, you got 2 kids by him, and you haven't seen this side of him? Wow. And then I'm just shocked that he has so much aggression towards Larissa and not that self-hating family that's sponsoring him. Just my opinion, my TV insider opinion. I think that the cast is mad at Colt and Larissa because they have become stars on an ensemble show. And the problem is, especially with Ashley and Jay, they are upset that Colt and Larissa has scammed better than them. That is the issue that the cast has with Colt and Larissa, in my opinion. Because even when Sean tries to talk to them about what their issues is, nobody can really come up with it besides Fernanda. And I think that Fernanda, she doesn't want to admit it, but I really think that Fernanda commented on Larissa's picture to still focus, because it later comes out that Fernanda didn't make a comment. She commented under somebody else's thread talking about Larissa. So that was more of why Larissa was upset with her. But I do feel like Fernanda used that as an opportunity to still focus from Larissa, who was doing something to get attention. And that was the issue. 2 scammers had a problem that somebody, or 2, because I don't think that Fernanda and Jonathan are scamming, but I do think that Larissa and Fernanda in that moment was fighting for attention. You know what I mean? Because I guess whoever drums up enough drama on the show and outside of the show gets the most attention. And that's what happened with Colt and Larissa. This was like, how long? I think this show was like 2 hours. I watched it on DVR, so I don't know. But I know the majority of the time was spent on Colt and Larissa, on both parts. So I get them being upset about that. But my thing is, why aren't y'all playing the same game? This is reality TV. This is what you have to do. I can't get mad at Colt and Larissa for doing what they have to do to get another season, to stay on the show, to become a staple in the TLC community, because neither one of them were making the kind of money that they are making now from TLC before this show. So they're constantly trying to secure the bag. And I'm mad at the rest of the cast because I'm like, instead of following in their footsteps or upping your game, you get mad at them. Like, what? I would be talking to Larissa like, girl, what happened? How you do it? Let's discuss. You know what I mean? Picking her brain if you can't come up with your own kind of way to drum up some drama, you know? Because even with Ashley and Jay, they could have been the Colt and Larissa of the season. However, Ashley just got so messy. That is the problem. And I think that maybe it was Natalie, but whoever, somebody started releasing pictures from their Jamaica wedding. And Ashley to this day has never told a straight story about it. For me, as a viewer and somebody who knows how this game works, I feel like they were already married. It wasn't mentioned on the show because I don't think they gave that information to producers. Now, producers do the best that they can. You know what I mean? But they have a whole cast who they have to verify, do background checks on. Something is going to slip. So I'm not mad at production that slipped. I'm just saying that Ashley and Jay's story got messy before it could get good, and they can't save it. They've been trying, and I think that Ashley over-explaining on Instagram about the Jamaica wedding and it not being legal. It was just, she was doing too much explaining because there were so many posts about it. And then right after, she would do like a bunch of posts about her wedding that wasn't legal in Jamaica. She would post like a fit tea post, or she would post a teeth whitening post. She would be selling us something. So it's just like, oh girl, you're not scamming right. You got to do like Colt and Larissa. Larissa will sell us something, sponsor something on the Instagram post, and the next thing you know, she in her Instagram story saying, please come help, Miss Debbie is beating on me. That's like, I'm like, oh my goodness, what? Like, she knows how to play the game, and Colt fell right in line and followed her lead. And I'm just like, y'all, this is the reality TV game. You can't hate the player, hate the game. Get mad at the production that is giving them more camera time. But the production is going to say to you, give me more, and I'll put it on the show. So that's what they are doing. So I'm like, oh, I understand why they're upset. I can't stand by it because they're just not doing the same amount of work. And can we also talk about how Fernanda was playing like innocent little lamb this entire second part? Like, even in the confessionals, I don't know why she was mad at me. I didn't say anything. I just sat there. You gave her the middle finger. You called her old and fat. You was making fun of her accent like you didn't have one. She was just like, I can't understand her. I was like, pot, meat, kettle, sis, what? Like, she was being very classist. Like, she came at her as soon as they sat down. Fernanda was the first one who said something after Sean was just like, is everybody okay? She's like, I don't really care for them. It was a lot better without them. How did you think it was going to go after that? When you're saying that you had a much better time when they were not there and that you don't care about them or their presence or anything that they have to say. What did you think was going to happen? You know what I mean? If it would have been Ashley and Jay, Ashley would have ripped her head off as well. So I'm just like, I was also bothered by the fact that the whole cast sat there and let Fernanda continue to lie. Like, I'm not saying anything. I didn't do anything. And then the men start to compare the both. They just, I don't know. Everybody just seemed so immature because after everybody gets off stage because, Asuelu was beating himself up, he storms off. So everybody starts storming off. They get backstage and Jay is like, don't even worry. You're better than her. And like, just being it was just very childish remarks. You're better than her. She could never be anything like you. Jonathan, you got the best woman. They're mad because you're skinny. And I'm like, you guys are grown, talking so reckless and just stupid, like not making any logic, right? Which is why I was led to believe that they don't have an issue with them. The issue is that Colt and Larissa are stars in a show that has an ensemble cast. So at the end of the day, it's just jealousy. That's what it is, because I kept on trying to find what was Ashley's problem, what was Jay's problem, what was Asuelu's problem with Colt and Larissa. Nobody that entire episode said anything. Like, nobody gave any reason why they didn't like them. And I'm like, y'all mad that y'all didn't pull this, I lost my luggage stunt? Don't hate the player, hate the game. Homegirl came up with that whole thing. I don't for 1 second believe that Colt and Larissa flew all the way to New York City from Vegas and did not get their luggage, especially if production paid for those tickets. Get out of here. Ain't no way an airline is trying to lose a network's luggage, especially for the cast. They're not trying to get in there. They do that with the regular people who ain't got no money. They don't do that with billion-dollar networks. So they're not messing up with them, okay? So I don't believe that they lost their luggage or whatever, but I do believe that this was another little scam that they came up with, another little storyline pull, and it worked. And I just got mad at the rest of the cast because I'm like, why can't y'all see their game? Like, they are literally playing y'all, and y'all are feeding into their mess. Like, y'all getting upset, y'all running away. Colt and Larissa show up late, right? The whole part one, they're talking about Colt and Larissa. Colt and Larissa show up, y'all give them just what they want, and y'all get upset. Y'all walk off. What are you then doing after you walk off? Talking about Colt and Larissa. Congratulations, you played yourself. Like, I would have hopped right in on that. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I want to hear what she has to say. And you know what, Larissa? This is what I think about what you did to Miss Debbie. And you know what, Colt? You deserve a better woman. Don't you yell at me, Larissa. I would have went there with them. We both would have had camera time. And then I would have sat down there and read that whole cast down for filth. Y'all don't know how to play this game. Man, I'm watching it. I'm just like, they are playing y'all and nobody is catching it. Nobody is catching that they are getting played. Let's talk about this storyline because it's just storyline and it's going to be on Happily Ever After. Let's talk about this storyline of Larissa probably getting deported because of all of her, violent issues that she has had with Colt and the police. And just recently, they both, was posted on Instagram, their faces beat up and bloody and blah, 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 blah. Storyline, right? Ain't no way Larissa getting deported. Now, if Larissa was here on Colt's dime and Colt's name, yes, she would be, she would have issues. She would have issues with her visa and everything, right? However, let me tell you something. TLC has invested in this couple. Ain't no way that billion-dollar network is letting their star get deported. America, we are a capitalist nation, okay? If you got the money, you can do whatever you want and you can get away with whatever you want. Welcome to the USA, okay? So there is no way Larissa can do all these antics or whatever. As long as that show is filming it, as long as the production is going to foot the bill for this this couple and their craziness, Larissa not going nowhere. They got the lawyers to fight it. If they even want to pursue anything to put her in deportation court, they got money. They going to send the right lawyers. They going to talk to the right people. They going to pay the right people, and she going to stay here. I do not for 1 second believe that storyline, and I don't entertain it, but I will be watching Happily Ever After when they come on. Because I know that, what is that couple? That couple with the black girl and her Afro-Latino husband, that was another couple that got me to start watching this. That couple and Danielle, when homeboy said that she smells on the tell-all, crying. Like, I was like, oh my gosh. I would have told them to not put that in. I am not going to be on national TV with my ex-husband telling the world that my coochie stink. Like, girl, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? But that couple, Danielle and whatever his name, and that couple, is his name Pedro? Whoever, that black couple is another reason why I got into this whole mess of 90 Day Fiancé, because when his family served her family chicken feet, and the mom was sitting there laughing, and they ain't even eat that, I was like, oh, I'm here for this shade. Anyway, I know that Colt and Larissa are probably going to be on that season because they're filming now, currently. They are currently filming, so I know that they're probably going to be on that season, and I will be tuning in. Okay? I want to see how far Larissa going to scam. I'm telling you, they're probably going to get their own spinoff show. We're probably going to see this couple on Marriage Boot Camp reality TV stars. I'm telling you guys, watch Larissa. She studied them Kardashians. She is playing the game. As long as she gives Colty all the sex he wants, he is going to play the part for her as well. Talk about a couple I don't want to talk about, but we have to because I need to talk about Natasha. So Eric and Lita in her anime contacts. Like, girl, what? So Natasha is screened in, I don't know what that's called, phoned in or whatever, Skyped in. Sean, who I'm telling you, in all of my years of watching this woman on TV, I have never seen her become so disgusted and annoyed while doing her job. She was so sick of this cast. Sean is such a professional. She was sitting there, wig lifted up, and she was looking at them like, is the check even worth it? Anyway, so she's asking Natasha and Eric about their relationship. And one thing that continues to disgust me about Eric is that when he talks about his children and their fractured relationship, his response is, it is what it is. That's your response. You're a father. You and your child, or your relationship is strained because of a stranger that you brought into everybody's life. And you say it is what it is. And I continue to believe Natasha. Just by looking at Eric, I can smell that man through the TV screen. You mean to tell me that mess wasn't his? I 1000% believe that that was his mess. I believe that she is messy as well, but I believe that it runs in the family. It starts from the head. Eric does not give me clean. And the fact that he continued to lie on his child to appease this scamming fool, okay? Because she's not here for him. She's here to be in America to pursue her reality TV career, her medical degree. Who gonna give her a job? Because let me tell you something. I walk into a hospital and I see Lita, I'm like, that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna take my chances at MLK. But anyway, they're going back and forth. And then Asuelu jumps in and is just like, oh, you need to respect your father and your mom. And I'm like, shut up. Shut up. Why are you getting so vocal all of a sudden with everybody else's life and not the messy life that you done brought your way into by getting that girl pregnant? Be quiet. He got on my nerves. And y'all know I have always been team Asuelu, but this episode, I was like, I like you when you're just quiet and crying. And can we also talk about how They are still upset with Natasha and not talking to her about a messy apartment. What? This is why I always say there's something else going on with Eric. I don't think he was a good dad at all, because you are not talking to your daughter over a messy apartment. You still banging Lita, and she threw your daughter out of an apartment her name was on. Like, she's on the lease. Their story doesn't add up to me. I don't believe it. And Eric really bothers me because I think he said that he was a Marine or he served, right? I need to know what was up with his time serving, right? I know soldiers. I got soldiers in my family. Eric is very different. The way he talks, and I'm gonna be very honest, he talks like people who use soldiers, fallen soldiers especially, to cloak racism. Just by how he was speaking, just racism, sexism, anything. It's just like, oh, but our soldiers would never eat at a diner where women have their skirts hiked up. Soldiers wouldn't do that. And it's just like using soldiers for like their own personal reasons, but not really thinking of our soldiers who have served. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, he gives me that. Because even when he was talking to Steven, and even in the catch-up where he was saying Steven is a snowflake, his generation, the trophy generation, just the way he was talking, I was just like, you give me a right-wing Facebook comment section, or far right, you know what I mean? I was just like, yeah, it's something up with Eric. It's something's not quite right with him. If y'all got any tea, because y'all always do, let me know what's going on with that dude in the comment section below. So let's talk about Colt and Larissa, the stars of this season. After we cut from Ashley and Jay and that fake storyline, I can't believe they used that poorly acted clip of Natalie trying to fake some kind of issue with Ashley. Ugh. Anyway, after that, we start to see the weddings. And it's sad to say, but seeing him a second time, it just looks even sadder. It just was like, oh, you're trying to get at America by any means necessary, but you don't gotta go this way, okay? Unless you're Larissa and you have a plan. But while all of this is happening, people are rolling their eyes, like especially with Colt and Larissa, because we start talking about them again. But even in the middle of that, Colt and Larissa just have like this weird nose kiss kind of moment. It was so like, I was like, oh, well, what's going on? I was just like, cut, fast forward. That couple is so awkward and so weird. They're such good TV. That is why they're the stars, guys. They know how to play the game. They know how to craft a storyline. They know how to get under the cast members' skin. Like, they know what they're doing. And you know what? You can't hate on that. Let's talk about the catch-up, which I think was unnecessary. I think they put that in just so they can have, like, a filler of the time. The Bachelor did this as well. They, like, throw in fluff so that they can stretch out their time so that they can get more commercials and, you know, get more money from advertisers. It was unnecessary because we really didn't get any closure on anything. The only closure we got was that Jonathan and Fernanda are separated. I wasn't expecting that. I feel like maybe they're learning how to play the game now and giving us this drama, because to say that y'all separated and then on Instagram, y'all are just, the both of them are booed up. That's the problem. I don't think they realize that we watched the show and that certain people followed, like some of the viewers followed them, and it's just like, your Instagram doesn't match your storyline, which is why I stopped following a lot of them, because the storyline just was not matching up. Like, it was like Ashley saying that she wants to divorce Jay, but then they're hugged up in the hospital. It's just, none of it makes any sense. And to catch up with the cast members was not helpful. Like, this whole tell-all to me wasn't helpful, because I don't feel like we got any questions that we really wanted to know answered. You know what I mean? Like, why didn't we ask Ashley about her Jamaican wedding? You know, why didn't that come up? Why didn't we ask Steven about why he butchered his hair? I miss his James Dean hair. whatever this buzz cut is, he looks like he's going through. Why did we ask questions about Olga and her parents who were in the cult? Why did we ask about if her parents did or did not kill her sister? Like, there were so many unanswered questions. I wanted to know more. I wanted to bring Kehlani's father on and maybe Skype him in and let's talk about the self-hating comments he made about Samoan people. Like, there was, I don't know, I just felt like we didn't get any answers. We just got a lot of the cast fighting, and I feel like we just got another spotlight for Colt and Larissa so that we, the viewers, could be talking about them going into Happily Ever After. That's what I think happened. I think we, the viewers, got played as well. Anyway, that's it for me. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments section below. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you another time for something else. I do love After Lockup videos. I do The Bachelor. Just check my page and see if there's a show that I review that you would like to watch. Love you guys. Bye. And I think I'm going to do Happily Ever After if I got the time. If Mother is not booked and busy, I'll be there for Happily Ever After. Bye.